Only last. It could have been worse.
Son of Hamster number 1 came to visit this week, which was great, until Mrs Hamster decided to feed him like it was Christmas every night. Result, even I suffered from slight digestive problems. More pressingly, I picked up a touch of laryngitis, as you probably can hear, and asthma. No problem, I thought. I'll just renew my prescription on Friday. Except the local clinic was shut. Apparently, someone had declared a fiesta. Probably Moors and Christians. They have it every year. Perfect timing. On Saturday evening, I was supposed to run the Circuit Albaida Volta Appuy à Pinette, but instead I was drafted in for late night airport taxi duty, just to make sure Son of Hamster actually got home. So instead of a nice flat 7-kilometer run, for example, I somehow ended up signed on to the trail Quesa. I had misread the details, thought it read 12 kilometers. Turns out it's 12 miles. That's just over 19 kilometers through the mountains. Assuming I don't get lost, which is, let's face it, a very big assumption. So, to summarize, asthma, laryngitis, no sleep, overfed, and a trail run nearly half as long again than the one I planned to do. What could possibly go wrong? Absolutely nothing at all. Waking up on time for an event is normally a challenge for me. My body clock's favourite trick is to keep me awake most of the night, then let me nod off about 30 minutes before I need to get up. Naturally, no change today. Overslept the alarm. Classic. Hamster domestic duties dispatched, I set off for Quesa. Slightly anxious about time, the Spanish roads police, sensing this, had helpfully set up a checkpoint at Ana. A few minutes queuing and a polite wave later, I was through. Parking at the event, surprisingly stress-free. Directed in by a smiling local police officer, this was suspiciously efficient. In a rare display of forward planning, I'd actually identified my race number in advance. Bib collection was painless, and more importantly, I got the t-shirt. I also bumped into the race announcer from the Navarres amphibian run a few weeks ago. He kindly pretended to remember me. I, in turn, repaid the favour by pretending to believe him. As the 9 a.m. start crept closer, more runners arrived. They all looked lean, serious, and frighteningly experienced. Meanwhile, I was eyeing the shorter 12-kilometre sprint option slightly enviously. Unsurprisingly, that one was far more popular. Me? Tail end Charlie for the full 20 kilometres. Probably not the best choice of run for a dedicated road runner like myself. We lined up, thanked the organisers, local authorities and volunteers, then off we went. Out of the race centre, round the corner, past Hamster Car and straight into the mountains. The course wound up through a valley, stunning views, brutal climbs, nerve-wracking descents. My balance is questionable at the best of times, but somehow I stayed upright. No major scrapes, major victory. Eventually the course split. Sensible people turned back for the 12-kilometre option, while I ploughed on into another 15 or 16 kilometres of mountain trails for the full 20. Because, well, why not? Now, mostly alone, I became best mates with the yellow course marker tags. I had a backup app on my phone, but thankfully the organisers had strung enough plastic to keep even a hamster on track, well, for most of the time. The route zigzagged upwards again, where I promptly scalped myself on a low-hanging tree branch, then down into a canyon and a river we had to run up and then back down. It was interesting, but I stayed mostly dry. Enough said. After that, the route decided to follow the river back to Quesa in the most indirect manner imaginable. I strongly suspect the organisers studied a map, spotted the straightest line and immediately decided to do the opposite. Weird wooden planks, sharp ups and downs, random detours, the full hamster obstacle course. Finally, Quesa came into sight. Relief, except this was Trail Quesa. Of course, there was more running to do. Eventually, I staggered back into the race centre just as the technical staff were dismantling the equipment. Well, at least a handful of people witnessed my moment of triumph before the finish line was packed into a van. And I even got a handmade jamon bocadillo out of it. Best prize ever. If you've managed to watch the whole of the video, thank you and congratulations. Don't forget to give me a little encouragement by giving the video a cheeky little like and subscribe, please. Next weekend, I hope to rejoin the Circuit Albaida at Uchent. At least, that's the plan. I very much hope you'll be able to join me. Oh, and by the way, I am still looking for some more local runners, Spanish or English, to chat with on my podcast channel. If you're even vaguely interested, please ping me a message. My first interviews for the channel will be starting very shortly. Very best wishes, and I look forward to seeing you next time.